If you'd like to see how I achieve this look, then let's get into the video. Okay, right here, you're gonna see me just braiding my hair into 4 braids to get ready for the next step. I then added a protective shield where the lace front is going to be. So this one in particular I used is called Robert Diamond's Bond, and it's again just a shield to protect my edges on my hair. Once the shield is in place and covering all your edges, just make sure you blow dry it until it's completely dry. Then I put on a tan cap and I spray my entire hairline and around my ears with the Gots to Be Glued freeze spray. And I spray it pretty liberally so that I'm sure that, again, just to protect my edges. Then of course you're going to blow dry it until it's completely dry as well. Once the freeze spray is completely dry, then I go ahead and I cut off all the excess cap around my hairline and around my ears. Completely optional, but I went on ahead and I sewed the back of the cap so that it wouldn't come off because I didn't spray that. Obviously, when you put the frontal on, you want the cap to mimic your scalp. So right here, you'll just see me putting on some of my foundation, some powder actually, makeup, so that it looks more like my skin tone. Okay, here I'm opening my lace closure. I guess I didn't realize I was calling it a frontal. Okay, babe, so sorry. It's a full lace closure. It's by Brazilian Hair, ESQ. Never heard of it. I got it from my local beauty supply store. So I've never used this hair before, but hopefully it comes out good. So yeah. Okay, so right here, I'm trying to fit the closure onto my head because I have a very small head. So I'm trying to fit it, to measure it, to make sure I don't cut too much of the lace off, but I definitely have to cut some of this lace off. Then right here, I'm just plucking the closure a little bit more. It actually was pretty good. It didn't say pre-plucked, but it kind of looked pre-plucked, but just a little bit more. I wanted to assure that it was gonna look really natural, and that's why you see my hand underneath. Okay, once I got the lace measured and cut perfectly, I put the hair into a ponytail, and then I just slid it back a little bit, and I started putting this Ghost Bond lace glue around the front hairline and a little bit around my ears where the closure would lay. And I just took something flat and I started to just smear the glue more over the cap itself, and just making sure it's a thin layer. Then for extra measure, I added on a second coat of the glue, and then I just blow dried that. Then right here, I just slowly started putting the closure and fitting it perfectly right across my hairline. And I'm pulling the lace that I didn't cut off yet, and I'm just smoothing the hair. Then of course blow drying it. Now I'm sewing the back of the lace closure down. OMG, that took forever. I wanted to make sure I didn't have any gaps. I'm so excited. I'm finished with that part. Now it's time to cut the lace. It's time to sew in these bundles. I got the same hair brand to match the full lace closure, and I got a 24, a 22, and a 20-inch body wave. So right here you can see me opening the hair and checking it out. I'm inspecting it. I'm running my hands through it. I'm smelling it. and I'm playing with the hair, seeing where it lays on me, and so far so good. I'm liking the hair. Okay, here comes slightly the hard part. It's time to sew this in. It's kind of hard to sew backwards, but I achieve it. So if you see me looking off, I'm looking in this other mirror and I'm trying to keep up with where the needle is. I feel like this part doesn't have to be perfect because no one's gonna see your thread. So I'm just sewing and sewing and sewing and sewing. So I removed my scarf only so that I could go ahead and start sewing these bundles in. But look at that closure. I mean, it looks so natural in the hairline. Like, I'm loving it already. So yeah, I've been sewing the hair in, and as you can see, it's by no means perfect, but I just keep guiding myself with my fingers, if that makes sense. And I just keep sewing from side to side, and then when I get to the end, I just flip it over and keep going. I never cut the weft. So far, so good. Ow. By this time, I'm feeling pretty confident that it's gonna come out good. I keep taking my one mirror and looking at the back of my head with the other mirror, and I'm loving the results so far. So let's just keep going. I'm done sewing, so now let's start working on these baby hairs. Right here, I took a little wrap foam and I started, I guess you could say, crafting my baby hairs, just making my little swoops and putting that in place. And then when that's done, I'm gonna put my scarf on top. Then a little blow drying. Not so much to blow dry the baby hairs, but to separate the baby hair area from the rest of the hair, if that makes sense. So now I'm done blow drying and I'm just checking out the hair on me and seeing how it falls. I'm only 5'4", so 24 inches looks pretty long on me. And the fact that I'm sitting down, so I'm sure when I stand up it'll be a little bit different. Okay, so this is just more of the same of me just running my hands through the hair and pretty much just showing you guys how the hair looks on me. And I'm loving it so far. I really like it. What do you guys think? You guys need to start commenting down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can see when I upload new videos. Now it's time for the fun part. I'm gonna start wand curling this hair just to make some like big sexy curls, and I'll definitely brush them out afterwards. I don't want them to look like ringlets or anything like that. I just want some like bouncy, sexy curls. Woo! That was a lot of curling. My arms got tired. But anyway, okay, so we're finished. Let's go ahead and spray these curls with a little bit of Care, humidity blocker, and some hairspray, big sexy hair. And then we're gonna brush out some of these curls. Okay, taking off the scarf, and I am loving the results. It looks so freaking good. This was the first time that I've installed the closure and the bundles on myself. I've installed it on other people, so it was really challenging to do everything on myself backwards. But it came out so good. I'm loving the results. Yes to the baby hairs. They look so natural. Like overall, the whole thing came out so good. I'm so happy with the results. Somehow the sound got messed up on my video, so I'm having to have to do this voiceover. But overall, the hair cost $200 for the 3 bundles and the closure and the supplies that I needed. And I'll list them in the description box below. But yeah, like, look at that. That before and after is everything.